I don't see Mariah May as that big of a star that came from AEW. I enjoyed her while she was working with Toni Storm. I thought that was a great storyline that they did. But I never saw her as a huge star that should appear, basically right away in WWE main programs.
Well, we're allowed to disagree.
Absolutely are. We're going to talk about the recent pay-per-views and PLEs that took place recently between AEW and WWE.
What a weekend.
Yeah. One of the talents from AEW that's moved over to WWE was Mariah May in AEW. Now, Blake Monroe in WWE or NXT. Bill, I understand you have an issue with Mariah May and Blake Morgan, whatever you want to call her, and her appearance on WWE.
Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe.
Yeah, Blake Monroe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not an issue. Well, yeah, it is. I mean, I'm wondering if she made a mistake leaving AEW. And I'll tell you why. They created this beautiful character of her emulating Marilyn Monroe, which is where the second part of the name came from. The first part is, I think, her niece is named Blake. The thing that I'm surprised that is happening, I know it's early in her tenure there. Number one is they brought her into NXT. When she was in AEW, she was main event quality. She goes into NXT, you're kind of on the same level as the rest of the roster in there. I see that she's turned heel now, and she may associate herself with the group of the NXT champion and her girls. I think she's a better single player than a team player in storylines, and I think there's a lot more that AEW would have done with her and kept her at that really high position had she stayed there. I don't know how long it's going to take her to become in the main roster of WWE, SmackDown, or Raw. And at that point, will she be that same compelling person she was in AEW?
So are you saying that Mariah May should have gone from AEW straight to the main roster?
I would have liked to have seen that, absolutely.
Even though she's not ready yet, because I think she was good in AEW, but she also was working with Toni Storm.
Yeah.
And I mean, without Toni Storm, I don't think that we would have had that Mariah May become so big. And I think that her going to NXT was the smart move, because I think she needs to grow before she gets to the main roster. Teddy, what do you think?
I think she should have stayed in NXT, and they should use her down there, got her groomed and got her, well, and then brought her up to the main roster.
Well, that's what they're doing. She's in NXT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. For some reason,
go straight to the main roster.
No, for some reason, I think that she was on a higher platform in AEW. So.
But AEW's platform is not as big as that of WWE.
No company is, but yeah. AEW has been, if you really look at, we'll talk about their pay-per-view later on, but if you look at it, if you're an AEW fan and you look at her in NXT, you're seeing her brought down a level from the star power. It's sort of like a huge movie star, and then they make a new movie at a different company, and he's like the third or fourth string of not being that movie star anymore. You go like, oh, it's a good movie, he did well, but I'm used to seeing him as a star.
I don't see Mariah May as that big of a star that came from AEW. I enjoyed her while she was working with Toni Storm. I thought that was a great storyline that they did. But I never saw her as a huge star that should appear, basically right away in WWE main programs.
Well, we're allowed to disagree.
Absolutely are.